Hi everybody, today we'll speak about learning styles and strategies. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to distinguish between learning styles and strategies, list the main domains of learning styles, and give an example for each domain. List the main categories of learning styles. Recognize the implications of these learning styles and strategies on the second language teaching. Broadly speaking, learning styles can be defined as general approaches to language learning, while learning strategies are specific ways learners choose to cope with language tasks in particular contexts. Learning strategies are the ways in which students learn, remember information, and study for tests. They refer to the actions and behaviors students use to learn, but learning styles refer to the general approaches that students use in acquiring a new language or in learning any other subject. The strategies a student uses to learn depend greatly on his own learning style. Learning styles. Each student has his own style of learning. As a result, we have different students with different learning styles inside the classroom, and it is shown below. The first is visual or spatial learners. They need to see things to fully understand them. They learn best from visual objects such as diagrams, charts, etc. They prefer to write things down. The second, auditory or musical learners. They learn mainly through listening, so they learn best through discussions and talking. They benefit most from reading texts aloud and using a tape recorder. The next, physical or tactile learners. They learn through using their body, hands, and sense of touch. They tend to use their muscles, so they can be used well in playing, tidying, cleaning the board, collecting activity books, etc. They learn best through using their hands, making things, fitting things together, or taking them apart, so hands-on activities are ideal to help those students learn best. Social or interpersonal learners. They prefer to learn in groups or with other people. They have the ability to understand others' feelings and intentions. Solitary or intrapersonal learners prefer to work alone and use self-study. They have the ability to understand well their feelings, strengths, and weaknesses. They tend to write personal diary, achieve independent projects, discuss feelings about certain topics, express likes and dislikes. Verbal or linguistic learners prefer using words, both in speech and writing. Logical or mathematical learners prefer using logic, reasoning, and systems. Learning strategies. Many students use learning strategies automatically without any awareness of them. The role of teacher is to recognize their students' learning strategies, to make them explicit to students, to bring them to their attention and talk about them, to encourage students to use them in the classroom, make them more effective to the learning process, and base teaching process and techniques on those strategies. Students use the following strategies most often when learning a language. The first is cognitive strategies, which enables the learner to manipulate the language material in direct ways, for example through reasoning, analysis, note-taking, etc. The second, metacognitive strategies, which are used to manage the learning process overall, for example identifying preferences and the need for planning, monitoring mistakes, and evaluating task success. The third, memory-related strategies, which help learners link one item or concept with another, but do not necessarily involve deep understanding. For example, using acronyms, sound similarities, images, keywords. The next is compensatory strategies, which help make up for missing knowledge. For example, using gestures, miming, or guessing the meaning from the context. The fifth, affective strategies, which help learners manage their emotions, such as identifying one's mood and anxiety level, talking about feelings, rewarding oneself, and using deep breathing or positive self-talk. Social strategies, which enable the learner to learn via interaction with others and understand the target culture. For example, asking questions, asking for clarification, asking for conversation help, talking with native speaking partner, and exploring cultural and social norms. To be able to use suitable strategies for you, you should know first your learning style. So let's do a quiz to know what kind of style you are. You prefer to A. Listen to things of others and read about them. B. Analyze pictures, graphs, and charts. C. Handle physical objects and try to understand how they work. The second, you remember things by A. Saying them out loud. B. Watching a demonstration. C. Experiencing them for yourself, being hands-on. The third question, you find reading A. Takes too long, you get fidgety. B. The best and most relaxing thing ever. C. Pretty boring, you would rather be outside. The next question is, you are more likely to remember somebody's A. Name. B. Face. C. Hug. When you see the word cat, what do? A. Picture cat in your mind. B. Say the word cat to yourself. C. Think about being with a cat, stroking it or hearing it meow. What kind of book would you like to read for fun? A. A book with lots of images. B. A book with lots of words and details. C. A book with word searches or crossword puzzles. If you are ever unsure of how to spell a word, what you are most likely to do? A. Write it down to see if it looks right. B. Spell it out to see if it sounds right. And C. Trace the letters in the air with your finger. You're out shopping and you're standing in the queue at the checkout. What are you most likely to do while you're waiting? A. Look around at other clothes. B. Talk to the person next to you in the queue. C. Fidget, move about, or lean on your feet. What's the best way for you to study for an exam? A. Read the book or your notes and review pictures or charts. B. Get a friend or family member to ask you questions that you can answer out loud. C. Make index cards that you can review. And the last, what do you like to do to relax? A. Read. B. Listen to music. C. Exercise. We are all different. Therefore, it shouldn't come as a surprise that we also have our own unique way of learning. Knowing how you retain information best will make you more productive and help you get more enjoyment out of any course. So do the test, and at the next lesson we'll speak about your styles and strategies individually. Thank you for attention.